everybody? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Isaac Parks, also known as Isaac Punts. I haven't done like just a nice tip video in a long time, so today I'm gonna give you a tip, something I've been simmering on for a while, just dwelling on, thinking about, and it's that their contact point is a little bit too high, or at least you think about kicking it too high. And it's something that causes a lot of problems for guys. You see, when I think about making contact with the ball high, and I'm trying to swing to up here, what's gonna happen typically is I'm gonna swing around that ball. What's gonna happen when I swing up here is I'm gonna, not ideal. I would hit a good ball that time. Anyway, what'll typically happen is you're going to squeeze this hip flexor, just swing and try to bring this knee up higher. You're typically, if you don't hit a good turnover like that, your miss hit, which is very common for a lot of guys, is a little half turn, ice cream cone like ball. It's gonna fade to the left, go high and short. This is so common for a lot of guys. This is also not the optimal way to swing, because you see, your best swing is gonna be connecting lower. Now you might think, Isaac, if it connects lower, isn't it gonna be more of a driver? Yes and no. You see, the best swing you can get when you're swinging up here is a really high short turnover. In fact, this is a ball that you can use if you're in plus territory. So like, let's say I'm trying to pin it short, I just drop it a little bit higher, swing up for it, and look at that, I'm hitting a nice, high, but very short ball that's gonna force the fair catch inside the opposing team's 20. However, if I want a good ratio ball to match distance and hang time, this is where you gotta start being a little bit different. You see, if you watch most NFL punters, their knee is gonna stop right here. So whenever I say swing lower, this is the point you gotta think about, is where are you stopping your knee at before it locks out? Because you see, a lot of guys are gonna keep bringing this knee up, squeeze the hip flexor, and do what I just talked about. So today, we're gonna be looking at some things you can do. Drive that knee a little bit lower, focus on hitting a more driven, but still good hang time ball. Just a good ratio punt, okay? So first, let's just see if there's a difference. You saw the first ball, right? Went decently high, a little bit short. Let's see ball number 2. Way better ratio, probably not that much lower than the first ball. And that's the thing I want to talk to you guys about, is that kicking in this style or punting in this style may feel counterintuitive to getting hang time. But the reality is that if I have an aggressive body position and I'm here and I swing lower at that ball, guess what? It's still going to pop it up at nearly the same angle. Of course, that little bit more drive means you're going to get more power, more distance, and sometimes more hang time. One more, and let's get into some drills we can do to get better at it. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through my progression of drills I do to work on this. 2 balls each. The first one is the no-step driver, okay? So instead of going with a regular no-step, we're back on the ball, and we're trying to just mash it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start over the ball here, heavily angled down, make sure it's lined up with your foot, and all you're gonna do is focus on locking out low at the ball, like so. Right here, you should just get a nice driven punt. And the concept here is we wanna use our plant to really feel like we're just flicking our leg into the ball for optimal power. So here we go. So we're starting here. I'm gonna give myself a little rock so I can flick into it. And then we're just gonna rock and roll here. Just a nice driven punt. Now, you might wonder how that compares to your regular punt. Why would we do that? So you see, if I'm straight up and down in this body position, locking out right here is the feeling I should get when I'm locking out at a regular punt and my body's much more leveraged. So back here, when I'm leaned back a little bit, my leg is gonna lock out at the same spot, but because I'm so far back, it's gonna be a little bit higher. This principle came from, I was watching a lot of field goal kickers and how they get a lot of power. So they're all compressed right here to this spot on the ball, right? So everything's all close together. So as a punter, why would we wanna be spread out? If we're trying to whip everything, we should wanna make contact as close as we can, and the closest we can get is about knee height on that ball. So when the ball hits about the height of your knee, next, we're just gonna roll this into a 1-step. We can do a one-step driver and then a 1-step regular, just to emphasize that. So start with a 1-step driver. We'll do the same thing. Ball's coming straight down, right? I'm just gonna step into it and just try to get a nice drive here. Drive goes pretty far. Do not hit that in a game. You will get cut and then benched. And then they're gonna cut you from the bench. And then they're going to bench you as a fan. you're not gonna get a lot of the games anymore because that will be returned for a touchdown. But now we're gonna roll that in and try to do a regular punt just by raising our drop a little bit, but still trying to make that low contact. Here we go. Not a good hit. Let's do a second take. As you can tell, I just touched that ball, right? That was probably about 55 yards in the air past the line of scrimmage. Probably about like a 4 to 4.5. Good ratio ball. Next, we're gonna roll it into just some regular two-step punts or jab two if that's your style, and just see how that kind of translates. Keep it slow, and then we're gonna build up. There we go. Just kissing it off the foot. Great 55-yard punt, and if you go back and watch the film I did when I did the AJ Cole, I was not hitting that ball very clean. I was like, it was a lot of 55 4.6s, not a bunch of very good punts, you know. This has just been a concept I've been working on, and then we're gonna roll it into some fulls. That's a little too driven. There, that's another get you in trouble ball, but let's do one more set. We'll see how it all comes together. So we're gonna go this way now and get into the practical application of all of this. We're just gonna be trying to hit some smooth, clean, easy little punts using this new form, and then I'm gonna show you guys my thought process of how like I'm visualizing and analyzing these punts with this mindset of I'm focusing on when my foot connects with the ball. There you go. So you might think that's not a terrible punt. It's not horrible. But I did make contact a little high. See, the angle was a little bit too straight up and down. I want to get a bit more of that drive. That everyday ball, that's a good inside the 20 ball. I want that everyday ball flow right now. Okay, it's close. Way further, but now it's a little bit too much of a line drive. So I think I'm still bringing my knee up. I felt that in my hip and my right rib cage right there, right? As I crunch down, very indicative of I'm trying to swing high. If you're kicking right, you should feel your entire momentum come up through the ball. So that's what I'm gonna look at for this one. Close. Came up through that one, but I still swung high. This is, for what it's worth, this is a hard habit to break because a lot of people, even myself, do it subconsciously for years while they're punting. A little bit better. There you go. This is a good everyday ball. About 55 to 60 yards. Probably about 4.4 to 4.5. Maybe a little low, but right now we're not really trying to mash it. We're just stroking it. A little better hang on that one, as you can tell. Fell a little bit inside to my left. Very good sign that I'm coming up here trying to make contact. You see what I'm saying? So these are all things you can look for, and at the end of the day, if you're doing it right, I spent an entire day working on this yesterday, just demolishing balls. But for demonstration's sake, I'm not gonna just go for demolishing. Now we're really gonna wrap it up here. Here we go. Just focusing on swinging a little bit harder now, but still trying to maintain that low contact. Not a bad little hit with the new ball. And we're gonna keep it rolling. That's the kind of feel I want, that nice little driven punt. The rain is starting to come down, which is crazy because we were forecasted for no rain today. Pretty good little stroke right there. Probably about 52, 53. Probably a little further than that, honestly, but I'm just short selling it. Oh, I drove that one a little bit. 55, 60. 3 more. Let's make it count, I guess. Nope, a little too high on the contact there. You can tell it's coming down shorter. Nice little wobble on it. Still hitting these pretty clean. That's not a bad hit. Good distance. Not even a full turn. Looked again. I mean, these are going. I don't know what to tell you guys. These bad boys are going. Very slight breeze on my back. There she goes. Okay. Peace. Let's go home.